Hello my lovely friends, how is it going? I'm happy to know that I've made so many teacher friends all over the UAE. You're dropping such positive comments in the form of your positive feedback, your encouraging feedback, and I'm humbled to know that when you tell that you're waiting for the next video to be uploaded, and I feel so good to know when you tell me that you like the way I explain, and you feel free to drop in comments and tell me that upload videos about so and so concept. This feels so good that you have your trust in me. Trust me, I have no words to thank all of you, and I wish you the very best of luck that you pass in the first attempt. Hopefully you are going to make it happen. So let me unfold the topic that I'm going to discuss today. It's about the 4 characteristics of an authentic, ideally authentic assessment. I'm talking about the validity, precision, objectivity and reliability of an assessment. It's a very intriguing topic. We got 3 to 4 questions about it. So I'll be discussing it in detail with you. Let's not wait any further and dive into the video. Stick around with me till the end. Let's review our next question. What is the best term that describes the extent to which a test accurately measures what it is designed to measure? So factor number 1 is reliability, factor number 2 is precision, factor number 3 is validity, factor number 4 is objectivity. So let's have a quick look at what all. So let's review our options available for this question. Option number 1 says reliability. Just remember that reliability has to do with consistency, with the consistency of the test, consistent results of the test. So let me give you an example. Let's imagine that I want to keep tabs on my weight, and let's imagine that I'm 55 kg, which I wish I was. I'm a lot more than that. So just for the sake of being happy, let's imagine that I was 55 kg. So I checked my weight this week. It's the weighing machine says that I'm 55 kg. I check it next week, again it tells me that I'm 55 kg, and at the end of the month I check it again, so again it shows 55 kg. That means it's giving me a reliable result. It's consistent in giving the same result. The test is consistent in giving me the same result, so it is reliable. So similarly, if a test gives you consistent results, it is the extent to which a measurement gives results that are very consistent. For example, you give a test to your students and mostly they score 8 out of 10. Next week you give them the test again to check whether they cheated or not, and mostly most of them get 8 out of 10 once again. So that means the test is reliable, it is measuring, and the measurements are very consistent. That's why it's a reliable test. There is less variation. So let's go to the next category, which is called precision. A test method is said to be precise when repeated determinations or analysis on the same sample give similar results. When a test method is precise, the amount of random variation is very small. The test method can be trusted because the results are reliably produced time after time. Let me give you an example. For example, there is a group of 3 students, and we have to select the best lead character for a role play. So we take audition and we say that there are 3 students, student A, B and C, but I say student A is the best lead character for the play Hamlet. But teacher B tells me that no, student C is my favorite student. Student C should be given the role play of a Hamlet, so the lead character. So we conduct the auditions again and we see that student C, which the teacher was recommending, is not a good choice for the lead character because student C lacks confidence. Whereas what we discovered at the end of the first test conducted, student A was the best lead character possible. So second result came the same. Third time, to have a standardized opinion, we conduct a third audition, and again student A seems to be the best choice for the lead character. So that means one test is giving you same results again and again. So that means the test is precise. You are giving the right dialogues to be uttered, you are giving the right scenario to be performed for the role play, and you're getting the same result again and again. So repeated determinations make you reach the similar results again and again. That means that your test is precise enough to give you the similar judgment again and again with very less variation again and again. Or you can have another test designed for let's say figures of speech, and you're analyzing that most of the students are scoring, let's say 5 out of 15. So you get to know that students, you have judged that students are not good at figures of speech. So you give them the test again, or you re-explain the concept. Perhaps you give the test again, maybe they were not well prepared, so let me check again. So you conduct the same test again, and mostly students get 5 out of 15. So it's giving you the same results and giving you a true picture that students are not well prepared. They need recapitulation of the concept. So a test method is said to be precise when repeated determination or analysis on the same sample gives you similar results, and you can formulate your conclusions for taking further steps. Uh, Another example can be, you go for a driving test and you see that when you are going for the driving test, you see that a person does not slow down the car in front of the speed breaker. Perhaps you think that maybe the person was panic stricken, or person doesn't know the rules of driving when a speed breaker is there. So you take the person to another road where there is another speed breaker, and the person does the same mistake again, that he doesn't slow down when a speed breaker is there. So again you got the same result. So that you got the same result, that means you are precisely testing. Your test is based on precision, and you are ready to conclude that this person doesn't know that we have to slow down while driving. So our next example is validity. Validity has to do with the truthfulness of the test. So validity of an assessment is the degree to which it measures what it is supposed to measure. Whether it's true to measure what it is supposed to measure. Validity refers to what characteristic the test measures and how the test measures that characteristic. Validity also tells you if the characteristic being measured by a test is related to a job qualification and requirement, and it gives meaning to the test scores. So remember this basic information, that validity of an assessment is the degree to which it measures what it is supposed to measure, whether it's valid enough or not. For example, if I have to check the written expression of a student, and I tell a student uh, to give me a speech about mobile phones should be banned in public speeches. Is this test valid enough or not? Because I want to see the written expression, but I'm giving the test in the opposite direction. So is it measuring what it is supposed to measure? Definitely not. This is a student is rendering a speech. That means it has more to do with the speaking skills of the student rather than written expression. So this test is not valid at all. Similarly, let me give you another example. If I tell a student, if I have to check my students about figures of speech, what is a simile, what is a metaphor, what's personification, and I give a test based on parts of speech. Is this valid? Figures of speech are poles apart than parts of speech. So is this test valid? No, it's not valid. Validity of an assessment is the degree to which it measures what it is supposed to measure. Let me give you a third scenario. Let's say that I have to check my student on the usage of tenses. Let's say present tense, past tense, and future tense. And I tell them to write their future plans, that tell me a little bit about your childhood, so how you were, and tell me about your present, how you feel as a student, and tell me about your future plans, what you will be doing. Now is this test valid? Because I want to check them on the usage of 3 stages of their life: past, present, and future. So basic aim is to check their usage of tenses. So when they are talking about how they were in their childhood, they are using past tense. So when they'll talk about how they are now as a student, how is life as a student, they are talking about their present life, and what they want to be, what are their future aims. They are talking about their future plans using future tense. So is this test valid? Yes, it's perfectly valid, because I want to check them on tenses, or the usage of tenses, and indirectly I gave them an activity which is checking their knowledge of tenses, how they can express themselves using the right tenses. So this time, is this test valid? Yes, it's perfectly valid, because it is checking what it is supposed to check. It has to check their knowledge of tenses. It is checking their knowledge of tenses with the help of 3 time phases they are going to mention. But in the first scenario that I gave you, that if I tell some students that I have to check their written expression, how do they write, and I tell them render a speech about a topic. You have to make a speech in front of the class about a topic. Mobile phones should be banned in public places. So I'm checking their speaking skills instead of seeing the written expression in the written form. Is this test valid? No, it's not valid. So I hope the concept is clear to you. Now, objectivity of a test. Objectivity of scoring means same person or different persons scoring the test at any time arrives at the same result without any chance of error. So this has to be the standardized test. You get the standardized results all the time. That's why the test has the element of objectivity, because objectivity of scoring means same person or different person scoring the test at any time arrives at the same result without any chance or error. So remember this word, that you arrive at the same result without any chance of error, whether it's the same person or different persons. They are arriving at a score without any error. Same scores are being met. That means the test is objective or neutral. There is nothing wrong with the test. So now let's look at the question. So let's review the question all over again. What's the best term that describes the extent to which a test accurately measures what it is designed to measure? Number one, reliability. As I told you, reliability has to do something whether the test is consistent enough or not, whether it's giving you the same result again and again. That means it is consistent. Remember the example of the weighing scale I gave you. So it describes the extent to which a test accurately measures what it is designed to measure. So that means it doesn't have to do anything with reliability of a test. Precision. Precision of a test. It means a test method is said to be precise when repeated determination on the same when a repeated analysis on the same sample gives similar results. So it has nothing to do with measuring accurately, so that means precision is wrong answer. Objectivity has to do with the test being neutral, whether this class or another class will reach the same score, whether it's section A, section B or section C. The test average score of the student is same of all the section. That means the test is objective enough. But validity means truthfulness. Validity of a test means truthfulness of a test. For example, I gave you the example of measure or checking the student's knowledge of tenses, and I'm telling the student that you have to write about your childhood, you have to write about your present life and your future plans. Is the test valid to check the student's knowledge of present tense, past tense and future tense? Yes, it is. Let me give you another example. Is it accurately measuring their knowledge of tenses or not? Yes, it is. Let me give you another scenario. Let's say this is 2021 and you are the principal of a school and you call a teacher for an observation so that you can recruit a new teacher. But had this test been conducted in 2000, in the year 2000, you might have called the teacher directly to a classroom to deliver a lesson, and you might be sitting at the background of the class to check how the teacher is delivering the lesson. But is this test valid in today's class? Not at all. You can tell the teacher to design an activity using smartboard, using audiovisual aids, using Microsoft Teams. Maybe the teacher cannot come face to face. This is COVID-19 situation. So a teacher is conducting a class online with the help of Google Classroom or Zoom class or MS Teams. So now are you using the valid methods to judge the knowledge of a teacher using 21st century skills or not? The audiovisual aids used in current scenario or not? Is this test valid now when you are giving these options to recruit a teacher? So you're telling the teacher to use the smart board, to use the flipped classroom techniques or blended learning techniques. So now the test is valid. So I hope the option is clear to you. Validity means authenticity or the truthfulness of the test. So that was all from my side. Actually, I had more questions, but the video got too long, so I'll upload the second video tomorrow morning, hopefully. And I wish you the very best of luck for your exam, and I'm very grateful for your positive feedback. keep on doing that, because that is the only thing which motivates me to work more for my teacher friends, to struggle more, to strive more, to find material and questions and explanation. I'll keep on supporting you, and in return you keep on supporting me. Thank you so much for watching the video, and stay tuned for another video, and tomorrow morning it will be uploaded. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.